One of the candidates is using the Furstenberg Manifesto as evidence that football and athletics is not a priority for this administration. Do you agree with this? Does President Wright care about Dartmouth football?
Although Kurt and I found the Furstenberg letter disturbing, insulting, and even embarrassing, it is old news. The letter was drafted 7 years ago in the year 2000 and was made public 3 years ago in the year 2004. It's time to move on. What's more important than what was said 7 years ago by a director-level employee at the college is what has Jim Wright as president done about it? As a loyal fan who has been at almost every game for the last 2 seasons, I know the facts. I'm current, and I am here to tell you that there is no Ivy League president more dedicated to football than Jim Wright. He personally recruited Buddy Teevens, who had been the head football coach at Stanford, a Pac-10 school. No Ivy League school has ever recruited a former Pac-10 head coach. We now have the best coach with the most prestigious experience of all the Ivies. The admissions office has been cooperative with the football program. Since Buddy came to Dartmouth, not one football recruit has been rejected by the admissions office if he met Ivy League academic index standards. Jim Wright comes to all of the home football games. Even at the Harvard game last year, in a driving rainstorm where there were only about 100 fans in the stadium, I was one and Jim Wright was another. He comes to many of the practices and, true to his roots as a history professor, gives the team inspirational talks about Dartmouth's proud football traditions. Recruiting talented players is one of the most important elements to turning around a football program. Jim Wright is contributing here as well by spending his Saturday mornings with the family members of Buddy Teevens' top recruits when they visit the college on recruiting weekends. I doubt there is any other Ivy League president who gets personally involved in recruiting football players. He was also the only Ivy League president who attended the Ivy League Association Football Awards ceremony in New York earlier this year, where more than 1,000 people, including Kurt and myself, gathered to celebrate Ivy League football and the importance of scholar athletes. Jim Wright and the trustees have done what they need to do to support the football program. Now it's up to the coaching staff and the players to execute. Turning around a football program is a 4 to 7 year exercise because recruiting players is such a critical role. Last season, Buddy had his first full year of recruiting, but these recruits were all freshmen. While the football team's overall record did not change last year, we were competitive in all of our games, which is significant progress over the first season. For instance, in Buddy's first year, we lost to Princeton on our home turf by a wide margin. Last year, when we played Princeton on their turf, we were tied in the third quarter, and Princeton was the Ivy League champion. I'm excited to see this progress continue as Buddy and Kurt return for the third season.
What about the other athletic programs? Does the administration care about any sports besides football?
With 34 varsity sports, 23 club, and 24 intramural sports, Dartmouth has one of the broadest athletic programs of any Division I college. Many of these teams are not only ranked highly in the Ivy League, but they are ranked nationally. This winter season, Dartmouth teams had phenomenal success. Our ski team won the NCAA championship. Women's ice hockey, stacked with 3 Olympic gold and 1 Olympic bronze medalist, won the Ivy League title, the ECAC championship, and went to the NCAA tournament. Men's ice hockey was also a powerhouse, tying for the Ivy League championship. Women's basketball was second in the Ivy League this year after being Ivy League champs last year, going on to the NCAA tournament. In the fall, women's soccer was second in the Ivy League and ranked 21st nationally. This athletic prowess comes because Dartmouth is committed to athletics. Under Jim Wright's presidency, we've invested $72 million in athletic facilities, including a new turf field and a new floor and varsity house for football, new facilities for tennis, soccer, lacrosse, skiing, and rugby, and major renovations of the track, golf, and squash facilities, as well as the alumni gym. 75% of the student body at Dartmouth participates in athletic programs, and it is still very much a part of the fabric that makes the Dartmouth community so special. While not every team is successful every year, and sometimes players and coaches face significant challenges, the athletic program at Dartmouth as a whole is one we should all be very proud of.